One of my favourite times of year is June, when the tomatoes get going, and we've had some lovely sunshine here over the last couple of weeks. I've been on holiday and away with work and haven't been at the school for a few weeks. The staff have done a brilliant job looking after our tomato plants. We've had our first picking this morning. Some of the children have gone back to class to taste these lovely sun gold tomatoes. Hey, and look at this one here. He's got a nose. He's a head by a nose there. But we have got far too many leaves now. And last time I checked, it's not the leaves that we eat, it's the tomatoes. So we are going to give these a serious trim. We're going to take off lots of these leaves, which are using up water and nutrients, which we need for the tomatoes. And we will show you how we do that and the results. Join us on the journey. Well, my goodness me. You will have seen on a previous video when we started these plants off and we started pinching out the side shoots at the bottom of the plants, and I kind of broke one of the golden rules and allowed an extra 2 side shoots to grow at the bottom of the plant, and you can see them just there. There's the main stem coming up through here, and we've pinched out most of the side shoots but allowed these 2 to grow here in order that we can potentially treble our crop. Oh, look at these, almost ready. That's a golden tomato there. But we still need to be pinching out any extra side shoots like this one here. Off he comes. And any yellow leaves like this one here. And I just need to repeat, because it's good practice just to have one main stem. The only reason that we get away with having 2 side shoots per plant is because we use really large grow bags, and we add pots of compost on top of that. So there's a huge volume of compost, probably about 65-70 litres of compost in total here for them to root into and to have extra water. And we do keep on top of the watering and the feeding here. Once again, thank you to the staff here at the school who've helped us when we're not here with the watering. So we're going to work our way through and take off some of these lower leaves that are starting to go a little bit yellow, and we're going to take off the side shoots and keep you updated. The other thing I needed to say is that in the introduction I mentioned that we don't use or eat the tomato leaves. When I looked online, there are some people who are claiming you can make kind of dressings and things out of some of these tomato leaves, and even concentrate them down to make pesticides. Now, look, folks, this is the wonderful world of the internet. I don't know, I can't say, I haven't tried any of these things. What I do make sure I do, though, is when I cut all these leaves off, and you'll be amazed how many leaves will end up on the floor here. Give me an hour or so, and you'll see them. And all those leaves are great in the compost bin, which is just outside, and we'll rot them down, and that'll add to our pile of compost for next year. What we want to try and avoid cutting off, of course, are all these lovely flowers which produce the lovely tomatoes. So there's one industry. Here's a question for you before I get started. Make a note now, eyes down, pens and paper ready, or keyboards ready. What is the multi-billion-pound industry that does actually use tomato leaves for something quite important to them and their customers, and probably hugely profitable? It's not growing them for their fruits or for their taste. There's another reason that some people harvest and use tomato leaves in a worldwide industry. What would that industry be? Write your answers in the comment section on YouTube. Let's see who gets it right. Well, there we go. Look at that. Hello, everyone. So we've got a fair old number of leaves, and you can see how much more light now and air. Very importantly, you need to get the airflow around these plants to reduce the risk of fungal disease. And I've particularly taken leaves away if they're clogging up the middle of the plant or shading the front of the plant. Do you know, simple things about being able to get the watering can in or the hose pipe in to be able to water them can be inhibited if you've got a lot of leaves on the front. So we're taking a lot of the front and middle leaves out. At the back, where they're not really getting in the way so much, I've left a few there, and I'm leaving a few more up the top, but they will get thinned out as we go through the next few weeks and months. As you're doing this, you find that there's a lot more tying up that needs to be done. You see we've got some string here, so I'm going to get some more strings. In fact, I've got some here ready to pull across here and hold some of these branches back that are falling forward. Yeah, just to show you really on this last one here, so there's a kind of a medium-sized side shoot there, which comes away quite easily, he says. There we go. But you'll also come across some that have kind of sneaked through. Can you see that's a side shoot there? This one here, and he's going up. He has got some flower buds on the end, but we've got plenty of flower buds on the main stem. That's the main stem there. If you follow back down, look, there's the main stem that goes all the way down to the bottom. So that one's a bit too big just to snap off. So I've got my meaty scissors here, and secateurs would do it as well. We take him off. Something else that can happen when you start disturbing all the leaves is you find little blighters like this. Caterpillars who are shortly going to become bird food or possibly compost fodder, and sometimes the evidence for that will be leaves like this, where you can see that they've been chomped. So as I was cutting off the leaves, I was looking out and I spotted some damaged leaves there, and the other thing you can sometimes spot, if I just take the camera in through here, there we are. You can sometimes spot the speckles of their poo, I think is the scientific word. Those black dots, I believe, is what they secrete. So that's evidence again that there's been damage. And then if we just turn this tomato round, there's some damage there, so I'm going to take him off. That might not have been caterpillar damage, it might have been where it's been rubbing against a wall, but that certainly is evidence of caterpillars. There we go. I had to tidy up as well, and now that's all we can see is loads of tomatoes. Look at that. Yeah, and we can see where to get in and water and add some fertilizer maybe. There you go, and I'm still finding more caterpillars, which we couldn't see when there were so many leaves. So we'll take those off somewhere else where they can add to the food chain, not deprive us of tomatoes. And you look, there's another one developing a nose as well. Why do tomatoes do that? Why do some tomatoes, maybe it's just sun gold that does it, produce a nose like that? Who knows the answer? You know what to do. Leave your comments, your suggestions, your questions on our YouTube channel. We love to hear from you. Be part of the Roger Crooks family of gardeners. Thanks for watching. Bye.